Hi, it's been a while since I made a video. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm in a different car. Some of you know, I had a 5-liter Mustang. Well, still have that. And I had a Subaru Legacy. And I made a couple of videos about that as well. And the car was getting on my nerves. I didn't really like it that much. And it started giving me a hard time about certain things. And I was going to need to do some maintenance to it. And, I just started to move on. And much to my surprise, I test drove a Tesla, and which goes, I love the performance aspect of it. When I read, the Plaid and how they all perform and all that, all the different models have pretty good performance. Excuse me. And but I never really thought it was a car that I would want to have for myself because, range anxiety and charging times and that sort of thing. And then when I was looking to sell my Subaru to a dealer, they had a Tesla there, and they asked me to drive it, actually, basically. So I did. Much to my surprise, I really liked it. So guess what? I bought it, and you're in it now. And this is one of those situations that it's kind of weird to me because I'm finding that I like this car better than my 5-liter Mustang. This is the guy who talks about, muscle cars and performance and stick shift and exhaust and loud and power and all that. But I guess what comes to mind as I'm trying to understand this myself, because it's kind of confusing to myself, is that it's what I've always liked. Number one was performance. It was never really about I have to be loud, it has to do that. And my number one favorite car of all time was the 427 Cobra. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it is not a Mustang. It's a little 2-door convertible, fat body, monster engine, weighs nothing. It's like a 2,000-pound car that was like king of the road when it was out. In 1965, basically, is the year that most people talk about. And it was quickly, it won a bunch of races and stuff and all that. It kind of went away pretty quickly and didn't sell much because it was a one-purpose car. So back in high school, I used to always talk about that car. I always talk about, I'd love to have one day and all that. And nobody knew what it was. They kept explaining it. So I never liked cars for the status of them. I've always liked cars for what they could do. And to me, nothing beats the Cobra. And to this day, I think nothing beats the Cobra. Yeah, there's some cars that perform a little better. I think the Tesla Model S Plaid, that car is 1.90 to 60, and a quarter mile, 9.3 seconds, or like 160 miles an hour, something like that. It blows away the Cobra. It blows away the modern Cobra that I had, the Kirkham 427 with 683 horsepower, 2,100-pound car. As amazing as that was, the Tesla is faster. And, so in driving this car, which is the base Tesla, I'm so blown away at the instant response at all times, pretty much at any speed. And the handling is really well. It handles really well, didn't expect that. And the brakes are pretty good. They're not like, the Brembos in a Mustang, but they're pretty good. So everyone that I know is questioning me. It's like, how can you like it better than a Mustang? I took out the Mustang the other day, and it's rowdy and loud and all that, but it seems like kind of a waste, to get 14 miles per gallon, be that loud, and have this Tesla walk by it like it's standing still. And it shouldn't on paper, but in practice, and I guess I should say, to clarify, by the seat of the pants, when you accelerate in the Tesla, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour, you want to get up to 60 or whatever, it is significantly more responsive than a Mustang is, even after you've downshifted. The Mustang, I feel like, when I did have traction, it accelerated pretty quickly. It has to build up to the power. It has to take it to 7,500 RPM shifts, and I feel like in that distance that I got up to speed, the Tesla would have been way ahead of it because with no traction issues, and it would have been more responsive. So I'm actually going to race them. I'm going to have my son drive the Tesla, and I'll drive the Mustang because, it's a more violent car as far as getting out of control. And I have more experience driving cars like that than he does. No offense to him, and he prefers that arrangement too. And I want to take them both to a drag strip and just see what we run. And I might even do a couple of runs, like one of them just off the line, all out, see what we could do. Mustang should beat it as long as I get traction, which could be an issue. And then the other test I'm going to do is let's go off when the light goes green. Let's go to 20 miles an hour and then both nail it and make sure the Mustang's already in gear and in the right RPMs to give it the most advantage that it can, and then see how it goes. Because I'm curious, I have a half a mind to trade in this Tesla and the Mustang for the Model 3 Performance, because it's 4-wheel drive and it's 3.10 to 60, way faster than my Mustang, and it's drivable. And I can drive it year round. I got one car that does it all. Am I going to miss the sound and the stick shift? Yeah, probably. But to me, the sound of a car is only worth what the car can do. Like the Tacoma with the side pipes, that car was 2.5 seconds to 60. So yeah, it made a lot of noise, but it performed. The Mustang is somewhat loud with the track exhaust option, and it is fun to drive. I'm not taking anything away from it, but I'm just shocked as a car guy that I am. And stick shift V8 guy that all my life, that's all I've ever praised. And I am driving this Tesla, and I don't miss driving the Mustang. Maybe in time I'll kind of miss driving stick. But when you do this, and it just throws you in a seat, even if you're expecting it, throws your head back. And this is the base. So I don't know. There's something about it that really is really cool. And believe me, I am not the kind of guy who would be like, oh no, fuel economy saved the earth. Not that I'm against any of those things, but I would never make my car buying decision based on that. I never cared about fuel economy. I never cared about emission controls. I just cared about a car that was fun. And the Tesla is proving to be a lot of fun to drive, and it's good for the earth too, maybe. There's arguments both ways on that. I really don't give a crap. I just like the performance. And, I'm not polluting it right now. But, how much am I polluting by charging it? I don't know. Depends where you are. Depends where the power's coming from. And about making the batteries and all that, that's another issue. There's always going to be a problem. So, in other words, I didn't get the Tesla for saving the earth. I'm liking it because of the performance. And I don't really crap about the status symbol. And apparently it's more of a status symbol than I thought it was. But that's not something that would attract me to a car. But I love the idea of the 4-wheel drive. Like the Subaru had the 4-wheel drive, which was nice. I didn't have to worry about, traction. And the Tesla's 4-wheel drive would be pretty cool as well. So having that and having the space in a 4-door sedan, and it seems like a car that does it all. And I'm just really, really surprised and really, really enjoying it. And I'm really loving the technology. It's so far ahead of any car I've ever seen as far as technology goes. It's a very intelligent car. Now I do have to find a hack that'll let me, hack into the car so that I can do a burnout. I'd love to see the performance test to do a 4-wheel burnout. I'm sure that it can. And I'm not talking line lock burnout. I'm talking put it to the floor, watch the wheels spin kind of thing. Not that I want to do that every day, but in any case, those are my thoughts. Confusing to me as well, and it just seems out of character, but kind of isn't, because it is the kind of thing that's I've always liked performance, and this car is giving me amazing performance and usable performance too. So anyway, my daughter, and I just went by 2 different Teslas. It's crazy. They're everywhere. It's all of a sudden. My daughter, and her friends absolutely loves the Tesla. Both my daughters absolutely love the Tesla. And my son, who is, kind of following in my footsteps in his love of cars and stick shift and all that, he's like, my Civic Si isn't so much fun after the Tesla. And it's a stick, and it's a super fun car to drive. But I don't know what it is about the Tesla. It's an automatic, but it behaves so differently. There's no shifting. I feel differently about it. Anyway, those are my it's my blog of not trying to understand myself and feeling a little bit ashamed that I'm liking an electric car better than I like a manual transmission, icon like the Mustang. But trust me, it's not that I don't like the Mustang. I do. I really do. I think it's a great car. But I think I might prefer to have something, put some money in the bank and getting rid of So we'll see.